Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and today I shall be reviewing a song that was technically revealed on Super Saturday, but no, in its country of origin, they waited until literally after the date had ticked over, which was still on Super Saturday in the rest of Europe, but no, it was Sunday the 4th of March in Azerbaijan when they released their song. Now, we've known for a while that Azerbaijan will be represented by Aisel, or, well, more specifically, Aisel Mammadova, not to be confused with Aisel Teymurzadeh from 2009. Different Aisel. It's a name in Azerbaijan. I would say a common name, I don't know that for certain. Anyway, their entry this year is called Cross My Heart, or well, it looks like X My Heart, but it's pronounced Cross My Heart, predictably enough. It's presented in English, even though they said it was going to be partly in Azeri, and it isn't for some reason, but hey. Music by Tim Bran and lyrics by Dimitris Kontopoulos and Sandra Bjorman, who is sort of renowned for writing for Azerbaijan. Okay, so two things stuck out to me with this entry, and I'll start with the second thing for reasons that'll become clear in a moment. After listening to this song, I felt like it would really mash up pretty well with both Finland and Poland this year. Like, in my brain, I can slip between the three of them as long as Azerbaijan is in between, and it sounds like it flows. Like, the song's almost halfway between the two, like it's their common ancestor, or like their distant cousin or something. I mean that in a good way, as well. That means it will sound at home at this year's contest, so that's good. But the big thing that left an impression on me with this song is... good grief, the lyrics are not great with this one. I won't go on about it too much now, but it should come as no surprise to hear that I find that aspect to be the song's greatest weakness far and away. Judging by the comments on the lyric video, people don't seem to mind, which is fair enough, you know, fair play to them, but just... I'll come back to that in a moment. First, let's look at what you might like about this song. Well, broadly speaking, this has all the makings of a solid pop song. Or, well, most of them, anyway. You can tell that this song was composed by someone who's no stranger to appealing to the general public in a non-specialist sort of way. You know, writing songs that appeal to people at large rather than to a very specific audience. So, writing for music fans rather than jazz fans or country fans, etc. You know, that sort of non-specialist. The song has very chart-friendly instrumentation, I'd describe it as. It's very in keeping with current tastes, so as I said, it will sound right at home at Eurovision this year. I mean, just the fact that it sounds like it's from the same family of music, so to speak, as Finland and Poland should stand as testament to how fit for purpose the music is. For that matter, while I do have thoughts about the lyrics themselves, the overall story that the song tells is a rather uplifting, reassuring one. It's about a sincere and well-meaning kind of loving relationship, you know. There's something in there about, if you feel like you're not worth anything, let me prove why you are, at least to me. It may be vapid, and it may be total fiction, and it may just be written to appeal to people who want to hear this sort of thing, but, I mean, plenty of other songs throughout history, both in and out of Eurovision, do that, so clearly it's a valid thing to write. You know, it's a solid subject. You can write songs about this. It has been done before, and that's fine. And speaking of aspects that make this a credible pop song, the melodies of the refrain are memorable indeed, and I do mean melodies plural. Both halves of the refrain, both the I cross my heart bit and the Luna moon me up part, yeah, we'll address that in a second, they both have separate melodies, both of which are memorable in their own right, but they're sectioned off from one another so that you remember them separately, or at least I do anyway, effectively meaning that you have two separate points of remembering this song. So you could remember one melody, or the other, or both, and there you go, you're suddenly remembering the Azerbaijani song. It makes it easy for it to stick into your head, especially at that crucial moment where it comes time to cast your votes. And finally, what with the recurring references to the moon throughout the song, I'd say this one has a whole visual identity pretty safely squared away, so staging for it should come naturally enough. I mean, I think they've got the person who wrote the staging for You Are the Only One for 2016, so I'm expecting something extravagant anyway, but they already have the visuals of the moon to sort of... They have a moon on the flag, that's what I'm pointing to. They're gonna make it be the moon song as far as the audience are concerned, or at least that would be the easy way out, and I think that would work well here, whereas last year, if they had a load of dancing skeletons, that would undermine the song, but in this case, if it's the moon song, then so be it. To cut a long story short, this song is going to stand out, but not necessarily for all the right reasons. And so that brings us on to the things that you might not much care for with this song. And there's no nice way of saying this. Literally, what the hell are the lyrics to this song, even? I feel like the intention was to make them sound profound and poetic like last year, where last year they seemed a little bit nonsensical, but there was still some profoundness there, you know, talk is cheap, don't speak in tongues, that still makes sense. But here, they really severely missed the mark in my opinion, sounding surreal at best and downright hilarious at worst. I mean, just for a few examples, Luna moon me up. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, what is that supposed to mean? And I'm stronger than cannonballs. Okay, that's weirdly specific. And I'll tear down the firewalls. That's not what a firewall is, but whatever makes you happy. And in fairness, it has been pointed out to me that maybe I shouldn't be quite so critical of lyrics on the whole because, well, in Eurovision, conveying feelings is much more important than conveying grammatically perfect choices of words. Especially because a lot of people won't know the difference anyway. A lot of people in Europe aren't going to be able to tell if it's perfect English or a bit more creative than that, to put it nicely, but I do have to make an exception here. Because of the lyrics, this song is very, very, very difficult to take seriously. Like, I feel as though this should count as two separate points on the list here, because the lyrics themselves are, frankly, hilarious. But also, because of that, they grossly mismatch the tone of song that they're going for. Clearly, the song wants to be viewed as a clean-cut professional pop song. It wants to be taken seriously, and I can't. It does not work to my ears. It's a shame, because Aisel's performance is very clean and professional and very serious, but the lyrics she's singing are very not. Of course, though, I could be very much overthinking it, which could be my downfall with several songs this year, so whatever. Some people just might not enjoy the song for its vapidity, you know? Where some people hear feel-good fun pop, others might just write this off as fast food fluff, which, whatever. Certainly the lyrics hardly help with that if that's the analysis you're going for, but even with that aside, you just might not be interested in this one because it doesn't have much to say in the grand scheme of things. That might seem like a bit of a hollow reason because you can still extract emotions from a fictional story, but if that's your opinion, so be it. As for my opinion though, or well, more specifically, my opinion on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll personally give this song a 7. I don't like how often I'm bringing up the lyrics in this review because it really does feel like I'm obsessing, and I'm sure the comment section is already full of people saying, Tess, shut up about the lyrics! Just stop making a mountain out of a molehill, stop making a storm in a teacup over one element of the song. Yeah, okay, I know, but the lyrics really are a catastrophe in my mind, I'm sorry. For a lot of people, they won't be a problem, but for me, they really, really, really prevent me from taking this song seriously, especially, like I said, because Aisel performs with so much conviction. It's such a surreal experience, it's a waste of potential. I think I would like this song more otherwise, but as it currently is, all I could do is listen to the lyrics and chuckle and shake my head. It's this close to being a pretty decent song, but I just can't get past Misty Moon, I'm your loon. What? On the technical side of things, calming down again, I'll award this an 8 out of 10. Musically, this song is a perfectly competent piece of contemporary pop, with a decent melody and just well-executed texture on every level, and Aisel performs it with so much sincerity and professionalism that, to someone who doesn't understand English at all and just hears it as vocals with no meaning, it would be very enjoyable. But for people who do understand English, there is that gross tonal mismatch between the seriousness of Aisel's delivery and the utter nonsense of the lyrics that really ruins it quite a bit. I mean, sure, Greece last year singing Rain Falls From Above, which they then removed from the song, that's one thing, but this song almost sounds like it was written by a predictive-text bot in comparison, which really spoils the experience for me. Nevertheless, does this count as a good move for Azerbaijan? Well, in all honesty, I think they are still where they were last year, which is no bad thing. After all, Skeletons was number 4 in my top 43 last year. It would have been higher, but I was afraid that it would get annoying if I listened to it too much. But it's the song that I've listened to the most easily out of all of last year's entries. So once again, Azerbaijan have looked to composers they know to be capable, and they've dreamed big as far as staging goes because they've got the person who did You Are the Only One. So they're pulling out all the stops, as the expression goes, to make sure they're noticed. They found a strategy that works for them, and they're running with it, which, by itself, I can't criticize. Don't try to fix what isn't broken, right? So, yeah, lateral move in what's already a good place. Nothing else needs to be said. Now, though, will Aisel make it to the final as Azerbaijan always does? Well, Azerbaijani entries are always of a certain high quality that the final would be basically remiss without them, so yeah, I expect this to qualify. If nothing else, the vast majority of the viewers and the vast majority of the juries are not going to care about how the lyrics are as crazy as they are. I'm probably the only one who's as bothered by them as I am, but I've played it to some people who aren't Eurovision fans in my personal life and they just laughed at them, so I don't know, be on guard, Azerbaijan. But In the grand scheme of things, I think most viewers will judge on the music first and maybe the lyrics second, if at all, and in that department this is a solid offering. It's good musically, albeit nothing especially new. But, as I said, I expect it to qualify, and then finish somewhere in, I would say, the middle 10 of the scoreboard by the end of the night, much like how Skeletons did, which is nothing to be ashamed of. Of course, Azerbaijan, you could take that as a challenge. Prove me wrong, I would look forward to seeing that. For now, though, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and to Aisel and the entire Azerbaijani delegation, I wish you the very best of luck. We will see you and your crazy moon shenanigans in Lisbon.